see so many athletes successful with those big numbers, it's hard to realize that we are all the way up at 952 and Terry makes it look like child's play. This is just mind-blowing. These numbers are huge.
So Holland's now the current leader, successful at 952.
Nearly straight-legging it. Terry's always so speedy and strong in the deadlift, and it's great to see him show that power here in a one-rep match.
Speaking of power, this is Zydrunas Savickas, tied for 4th place after 3 events. Remember, he is the 2-time defending champion. Here he goes at 952 pounds. That's impressive.
So smooth, slow, and controlled, the Lithuanian machine.
So he is now the co-leader, even with England's Terry Hollands.
And what's really striking here is how relaxed and calm Savickas is. It doesn't seem to be that big of a deal to pull 952 pounds from the floor. Unbelievable.
Now it's Brian Shaw, the overall leader in the competition. It's his turn to attempt 952 pounds on the heels of what Zydrunas Savickas just did. And Shaw is successful at 952, joining Hollands and Savickas.
Unbelievable. These 3 men, all capable of such amazing power. 952 pounds. There are power lifters who spend their entire lives focusing on just this lift who cannot match these results.
All right, so we've added 10 pounds to both sides of the bar. So this attempt for Terry Hollands now will be 972 pounds.
And this is regulation height for international powerlifting competitions.
And 972 proves to be too much for the big Englishman. So he is successful at 952, still remains the co-leader, but Savickas and Shaw still have their next lift.
And he looks so powerful with 952, but here at 972, the form breaks down just a little, the hips drift up, and he can't keep the power.
Serbia's Irfan Gatona maxed out at 816 pounds before he had to bow out of the competition with injury. Stefan Solveig Petersen of Iceland also was successful at 816. His countryman Hafthor Bjornsson had an identical result. The USA's Mike Jenkins battled for the signal of a good lift. He topped out at 816 as well. Vytautas Lalas of Lithuania was fired up when he handled 882 pounds. Lawrence Chalet of England was good at 915 pounds before going out. American Derek Poundstone also managed to lift 915, but went no further. Zydrunas Savickas' focus is on joining Bill Kazmaier and Magnus Ver Magnusson as a winner of 3 consecutive titles, but Zydrunas knows Brian Shaw is looking over his shoulder and is the biggest threat to end his hopes of a three-peat.
I never go to competition if I do not think about victory. For me, only one goal. I training very serious for this year, World's Strongest Man, and I come back from injury ready for this competition 100%. My favorite strongman is Bill Kazmaier, and my dream to win also 3 times in a row. It's very hard to win World's Strongest Man. It's very hard to win 2 times in a row, and it's more hard to win 3 times in a row, but I am ready for it. Brian Shaw now is my main competition to win this contest. Brian is strong, but I am still stronger.
Well, Savickas can show off some of that strength here as he attempts to lift a ridiculous 972 pounds.
You know, Zydrunas is such a quiet guy, but I don't think I've ever seen him more fired up and more intense than he is right now.
Maximum effort for Zydrunas Savickas. He's successful at 972.
phenomenal. Chill bumps are going down my spine. Everybody here knows that they've witnessed once-in-a-lifetime performances today, and that caps it. Otherworldly strength from the two-time defending World's Strongest Man champion.
So the pressure moves to Brian Shaw of Colorado. If he wants to stay in this competition, he must lift 972 pounds or the win goes to Zydrunas Savickas.
Wow, Shaw nearly making a go of it. I thought it was going for sure. It seemed to get to the knees and just hit a brick wall and stop. Amazing pull from Shaw.
He's going to give it one more attempt, and it's just too much. 972 proves to be too much for the American Brian Shaw, but what can you say about Zydrunas Savickas of Lithuania? A powerlifting machine. He was never going to allow himself to be beaten. Shaw gave it a good go, but in the end, Savickas is your winner in the deadlift.
972, beyond comprehension.
Zydrunas Savickas victorious in the deadlift with 972 pounds. Terry Hollins and Brian Shaw each were successful at 952. They tie for second. Derek Poundstone and Lawrence Chalet shared third at 915 pounds. Vytautas Lalas was alone in sixth. With 2 events to go, Shaw continues to lead. He has 33.5 points. Worryingly for the big American is that Savickas, the two-time defending champion, is now in second place with 30. Hollins and Chalet are tied for third and are in good position if the top 2 falter.
$340 for reps. You can see just from the first rep, these guys are fresh, but it's so much work. The log is so huge. Chalet having trouble getting stable on the top of the second rep. This is an English duel. Each one of these guys want to edge one another and get as close as they can to claiming the most points.
Terry Hollins now sitting at 3. Lawrence Chalet unsure to get the lockout there. He's still at 2. Now both men sitting at 3 reps. Remember, the mark to beat 7 put up by Lalas and Poundstone. So we are deadlocked at 4. The question is, though, Phil, do they have 3 more reps in them?
Well, I think Chalet may be spent with that last rep. Terry getting in 5 reps. He's looked more stable, especially in the top part of the movement throughout the event.
So Terry Hollins 5 reps. Lawrence Chalet has to settle for 4, and that will put him currently in 4th place in the overhead lift. But his fellow countryman, Terry Hollins, 1 extra rep. That could be a huge point as he's currently in 3rd place.
Both men very effective at pacing themselves and showing great control and composure throughout the entire 75 seconds allotted to do battle with this giant log. And who would think that anybody would ever make Savickas look small? But when you look at these guys side by side, you just see how huge Shaw really is.
Both men 2 complete. Like clockwork for Zydrunas Savickas as he's now starting his 4th repetition.
It's hard to believe that these logs are 340 pounds. The way Savickas handles it, just amazing.
Savickas at 6. Brian Shaw trying to muscle up number 5.
Savickas using just a little bit of leg drive when he brings it to the shoulders.
Zydrunas Savickas now going for number 8. He's doubling up Brian Shaw, who sits at 4.
And Savickas has taken the lead, the previous best, 7 reps. Savickas now with 9. Shaw still unable to get 5. And the big man, Colossus from Colorado, locking out 5 good reps. But Savickas on to 10.
down.
Double figures for Zydrunas Savickas at the whistle, so he will win the event.
Unbelievable. 340 pounds for 10 repetitions in 75 seconds.
And for Brian Shaw, not the result he was looking for. He ties for 4th place with 5 reps.
And you can see it in the footwork. Shaw struggled for stability and control throughout the 75 seconds. Zydrunas, however, never wavered until the very last rep. He finally moved his feet.
And he's standing by with Bill.
Zydrunas, did you see Brian struggling with his log and you knew you had the victory?
I'm more concentrate on my lifts. I just want to lift most.
You're now tied with Brian for the overall lead heading into the Atlas Stones. Can you beat him there and take the title again?
It's possible. I can lift stones very fast, and everything can happen. It will be a good fight.
It's been a great show. Best of luck.
Thank you.
So it's back-to-back event wins for Zydrunas Savickas. The Lithuanian's 10 reps of the 340-pound log was simply overwhelming. Lawless and Poundstone tied for second with 7 reps. Then it was Hollins and Shaw who shared 4th place. Brian Shaw has to be concerned. His lead is no more, and he's facing an all-or-nothing showdown at the Atlas Stones. Amazingly, we are deadlocked at the top of the standings with just one event to go. Zydrunas Savickas and Brian Shaw each have 40 points.